Build an early lead on offense. Get enough starting pitching and defense to stay in front, and then let the bullpen do the rest. Tonight, they face the reigning Cy Young winner with every intention of showing Doc what's up in Natstown.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
It's another cool night at the ballpark, but things have cleared off nicely, and now the Nats are going for 2 in a row against the defending East champion Phillies. Time to sign their way above the 500 mark if they can do so in Game 2 tonight. Welcome to the ballpark. Bob Carpenter, FP, along in a moment. You might say this season so far is a tale of 2 5s. First 5, not so good. Last 5, very good. The Nats have won 4 of their last 5 games. The runs have doubled. The on-base percentage has gone up dramatically. The home runs have tripled. And the stolen bases, well, that's a quantum leap from first to third and from second to third as well. A couple of double steals in there. So, FP, the ball club is playing very well. And last night, you know, certain guys have a way of rising to the occasion. How about Worth and his supporting cast against his old teammates?
Yeah, the supporting cast is what impressed me the most. Jason Worth, we knew he was going to do what he's going to do, and last night was a fantastic game for him. But how about the bench guys coming up there and getting the job done? A lot has been talked about the Nationals' average as a team, 224 going into tonight. But you saw the on-base percentage the last couple of games. They're doing things the right way. They're taking the extra base. They're playing the game aggressively, intelligently, and they got a lot of players that know what they're doing. And it's just fun to watch the brand of baseball that they're featuring right now.
I mean, look at that. Hits going the other way. Guys brought in from third with less than 2 outs. Moving runners around and being very sound fundamentally. Now, John Lannon is 0-8 career against the Phillies. We all remember his first start in Philadelphia 3 years ago when he hit a couple of guys and got thrown out. Hasn't gone well for him, and there are some Philadelphia players who are really good with the bats against him. But he's not pitching against Roy Halladay tonight. It's him against the hitters.
Well, he got Josh Johnson the first time around, had a rocky first inning, gave up a couple of runs, and then settled down. The best thing about tonight for John Lannon is Jason Worth. He's wearing a Nationals uniform. He has 4 home runs, a career average of .333 against him. So Worth out of there. Utley, who's owned him too, looking for good things for John Lannon tonight. He proved that he could get Josh Johnson. Yeah, he's not pitched against Halladay, but you step it up a notch when you're going against the other team's ace.
And that he is. Playoffs last year, he was amazing. The first time he ever took the mound for a playoff game. And all he did against the Cincinnati Reds, one of the best offensive teams in baseball, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and a no-hitter. He has 170 career wins. The Nats will try to solve one of the best in the business tonight. to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Acura. Acura. Advance.
The Nats face the Phillies tonight on Masson.
Folks coming down from Philadelphia, from around the Washington area to watch one of the best pitchers in baseball tonight. The Nationals got the win they needed last night against Joe Blanton. Now they try to do their best the next two nights against Halladay and Lee. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. It'll be partly cloudy and 56 degrees at game time. Things have cleared out nicely. The chance of precip is down to 30%. Well, the Nats starters, you can count on them for at least 5. Levon went a season-long 6 2/3. Wilson Ramos is wearing out the baseball, and he's wearing out right center field. And Sean Burnett's scoreless streak finally ended last night, longest ever in this Washington Ball Club's history. But time to start another one. It's just a number. Bottom line is the Nats won the game. Here's the Philly lineup. They're hitting .328 with 63 runs. Raul Ibanez has been unbelievable against John Lannon. In his career, 10 of 15 with a couple of home runs. And it's up to John to do something about that and some of these other Philadelphia hitters. He'll have to keep the score low for the Nats to have a chance against Halladay tonight. So John makes his 98th career start, 11 previous against the Phillies. ERA is over 6, and he is 0 for 8 against these guys.
Other than that, he owns them, Bob. Two-seam fastball, curve, a changeup, probably his best pitch last time out. Touched up for a couple first-inning runs, settled down, went 5+ innings against the Marlins, allowed 3 runs on 7 hits, walked just 2 batters, and struck out 4. For John Lannon tonight, got to establish that strike zone early. You can't afford to have a first inning like you had in Florida last time out. The defense behind John Lannon tonight for the Nationals. Let's check out the outfield. Lance Nix, Ankiel, and Worth. Desmond and Jerry Hairston Jr. getting the start again at third base tonight. Danny Espinosa, LaRoche on the right side. And doing the catching, Pudge Rodriguez.
Rookie umpire Alan Porter has the plate tonight. The crew chief, Tom Hallion, will tomorrow. And then Bill Miller and Phil Cuzzi around the bases. Phillies are 7-3. 2-game lead over the Nats and the Marlins in the East. Nationals are 5-5. They're 2-2 here at home. Had a 3-3 road trip. And Shane Victorino looks none too worried as he steps in. From the right side, he's 3 of 8 on the year. 8 hits career against Lannon. And he's batting .366. Right now, this time of the year, .366 doesn't even get you into the top 10. Lannon's first pitch at 7:09, tails outside. Phillies second in the league in runs to Cincinnati, first in batting average. And John's kind of opening up and letting that thing fly early. 2-0, pardon me. Victorino, Polanco, and Rollins here in the top of the first. On a 2-0 count, Hairston backed up, thinking Victorino might not be as liable to bunt. Now he creeps back in a little bit, almost even with the bag at third. Now he retreats. That's up and in. 3-1.
Well, that's part of the game you play at third base. You have to give a leadoff hitter, a guy that might lay a bunt down, different looks. You start in, you move back, you start back, you move in. You never want to be where you started. You just give him different looks to take the bunt away.
Victorino hits that ball well. It's over Nix's head, bangs up against the wall, and Nix knew he didn't have a chance at second base. You just hope something like this doesn't get into John Lannon's head, and he has to wonder, what in the world is it with me against these guys?
Well, you can't fall behind. I mean, when you fall behind to an aggressive hitter like Shane Victorino, he knows what's coming. All of a sudden, you crippled yourself as a pitcher to just a fastball count. He knew a fastball was coming right there. You don't want to walk the leadoff guy. Very aggressive, getting the ball out in front. Now, John Lannon, all of a sudden, top of the first, high-stress inning. Doubles, triples, stolen bases. Victorino does it all. And here's Polanco hitting .349. I'm not sure there's a guy in the league who might be more of a guarantee to move the runner than this guy. He doesn't like that call, as Alan Porter gave Lannon the inside fastball that he didn't give him against Victorino on that 2-1 pitch. Last night, Lee Vaughn worked up and into some of these Phillies hitters really effectively. Staying inside, ball one. And that's what you have to do right now if you're John Lennon. You don't want Polanco to be able to move the ball and move the runner to the right side. And how do you do that? You pound him in. But Placido Polanco is so good at pulling his hands inside the baseball and taking that pitch, getting inside of it and hitting it the other way. I mean, this is a tough out right now for John Lennon. If he can get a strike here, he could really bury him in there. Polanco won't let it get that far. Nobody covering second. Desmond waits too long. Danny Espinosa never moved over to the bag, and then Desmond simply looked at Victorino way too long. You got to get the out. You had Shane Victorino hung up right here. Let's check it out. Ground ball to shortstop. Nice job by Lannon getting Placido Polanco to pull the baseball. But Danny Espinosa a hair late getting there, causing a double pump from Desmond. And by the time you realize that you have to go to first, and everything's too late. 2 hits for the Phillies here. Here's Rollins. Jimmy Rollins from the right side, 3 for 9. He's tied for first in the league with a bunch of hitters with 6 multi-hit games already. A good chance for him to break that RBI drought. Lannon misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trouble brewing. Howard only has 5 career hits against Lannon, but 2 of them have left the premises. 2 on, nobody out, and the 1-1 pitch. I mean, you never want to give the team like the Phillies extra outs, obviously, but if you're John Lannon right here, you're looking for something down the strike zone. You're looking for Jimmy Rollins to hit a ground ball. I mean, what looks like it could be a horrible inning could turn into a good inning with a ground ball. You turn a double play, you got 2 outs, a runner on third base, you go from there. Way inside, 3-1. Nationals beat the Phils last night despite Philadelphia having 10 hits. 1 more than the Nationals. 2 already here, and a big 3-1 pitch coming. Slow bouncer, Hairston. Espinosa gets away from the runner. Great job of turning the double play. Danny Espinosa showing some real veteran moxie there at second base with Polanco bearing down on him. Great job by Jerry Hairston Jr. getting rid of this ball. I didn't think this was a double play off the bat, but they turned it into one by getting rid of the ball quick on the front end. Great job by Danny Espinosa, hanging tough, clearing himself, and you see the cannon from Espinosa. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. A ground ball. Now, all of a sudden, John Lannon, you take a deep breath. Yeah, Ryan Howard's up there, but he's 5 for 27 career off you with a 185 average. You know, what looked like it could have been a disastrous inning. And John Lannon knows. Trust me, he knows who's on the other side tonight. He knows who he's going up against. There's not a lot of wiggle room there. You can't give up 2 or 3 or 4 in the first inning and expect to beat a guy like Halladay. So he knows, and that's a good job of the Nationals defense of picking him up. Throw strikes, pitch to contact, let your defense work behind you.
And of course for Lennon, he has to have the ball on the ground. That's always a big key for him. Way down the line at third base comes Victorino. There's no fielder within 40 feet of him. With Desmond over on the left side there, Hairston's up the middle. I mean, you would almost think that he could get a big enough leadoff. He could almost beat a pitch home to steal home. But I'm not sure a lot of runners would like to do that with Ryan Howard standing in the batter's box.
Well, when you have this exaggerated shift on, you have to pitch out of the stretch if you're John Lennon. You can't pitch out of the windup here with Victorino on third base and Jerry Hairston Jr. playing shortstop.
Two balls and no strikes. Howard, 4th in the league with 3 homers already, tied for first with 12 RBIs. And a pitch up and in that Pudge has to reach for a 3-0.
You see where Jerry Hairston Jr. is right here. If you're Shane Victorino at third base, you can go as far as he is. So if he's that far off the base, you can come all the way down to here. And then when the pitch is made, extend down here. And if anything gets by the catcher, you can score on a very short, wild pitch in this situation.
Target outside corner. High strike. Ben Francisco is next. Lannon gets a check swing from Howard, 3-2.
If they did the Desmond switch over third base, excuse me, that is Ian Desmond over there. Jerry Hairston Jr. is on the other side of the diamond. So they did that last night. They flip-flopped those two guys, put them in more comfortable positions, and I like the move by Jim Riggleman. We see that shift. A lot of times they'll do that, so my bad. That's Ian Desmond over there on the other side.
And a 3-2 now with a chance to get out of this. It'll take a pitch. And it is a pitch. A sinking fastball. And John Lennon somehow puts up a 0 against great hitters in the first inning. For the first time, starting a lineup package by the UPS store. We love logistics. Pudge Rodriguez, look at these numbers against Roy Halladay. 14 for 35, a 400 batting average. A lot of times in the American League when Detroit faced Toronto, 2 homers and 5 batted in. Lance Nick's back in there tonight. Adam LaRoche is back in the lineup, and that's a good thing for the Nationals. And here's Halladay with a 0.69 ERA, third best in the league right now. as he makes his third start, and he has pitched a total of 13 innings so far.
Two-seam fastball, cutter, curveball change. He'll run it on lefties. He'll cut it in lefties. He'll run it away. This guy's got pinpoint command. I mean, shocker that he's had 2 overpowering starts to start this season. And how do you hit this guy? You be aggressive. I mean, 13 strikeouts and 1 walk on the season. There's nothing to wait around for. The book on him is he's going to give you something to hit. There's no use trying to get his pitch count up and work a walk. You see something, you like, get on it early in the count.
Ryan Zimmerman maybe put it best after opening day last year when he told me, you see the ball well coming out of Halladay's hand, but he never misses his spot. It's never in the fat part of your bat. Desmond gets a good whack at that one. Polanco with a really nice backhanded stab for the first out.
The defense for the Phillies tonight behind Halladay. Ibanez in left, Victorino in center, and Francisco in right. Rollins and Polanco on the left side, Valdez and Howard on the right side, and Carlos Ruiz doing the catching.
Next up is Rick Ankiel. Batting mark of .211, 8 hits, 38 at bats, a homer. 1 for 2 career against the right-hander, and he fouls one back.
I mean, how are you aggressive early in the count if you're the Nationals tonight? Pick a side of the plate, stick with one side of the plate, and stay there all night. The worst thing you could do is flip-flop. Look 1 pitch away, 1 pitch in, because you're playing right into his hand. You know, be aggressive, get a game plan, look in, look away.
And this one out to center for Victorino. You'll hear a reaction as they announce Jason Worth.
Jason Worth.
Plenty of damage to his ex-teammates last night. On base 3 times, 6 total bases, double, homer, walk, and he stole a base. Has he faced Roy Halladay? Yes, he has. Once. 0 for 1. Off the mask of Ruiz and quickly 0-2. He really laced one here last night.
I can't tell you how important last night was for Jason Worth. And when you're playing your old team and it's so publicized like it has been this year, you want to get off to that good start. You want to get a couple knocks under your belt. You know, double home run last night, establish the fact that, you know, I'm not uptight about this, and I'm here to play. Now you just relax, and it's another game.
That's in there. That's gone in the bottom of the first inning. Halladay, a quick one. No score into the second against the Phillies.
You talk about the art of pitching. Last night, Livan Hernandez put on an absolute clinic on how to set up hitters, how to be slower than slow and speed up a bat with your fastball, how to make An 80-mile-an-hour fastball looked like it's 120. He didn't just do it on the mound. He did it at the plate with a little safety squeeze action. Last night it was a Levon Hernandez show. It was a Jason Worth show. But more importantly, it was a Washington Nationals show with a big W against the Phillies.
Talked to Levon today. He was as happy about his 111th career sacrifice as he was nearly about getting the win. That's the bottom line for your team. He was fantastic. There's Ben Francisco. 1 for 3 with a walk last evening. And batting 5th for the Phillies. Chase Utley is with the ball club, but they don't really have a timetable on when he'll come back from his patellar tendonitis. And FP, I know you've had that condition. It is really rough.
It's just like having a constant toothache in your knee. And then all of a sudden you do something and there's a shooting pain like there's a knife in your knee, so it never goes away. I mean, the only way to get rid of it is to stay off your feet.
Yeah. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I was talking to one of the Phillies guys last night, and they said, I know that Chase Utley's taking ground balls right now, but that does you no good against an injury like that. Like you say, get off it, stay off it. It is really difficult. 2-2, target in. And a bounce at a third. That stays fair. Hairston over to LaRoche for the first out. And for John Lannon now counting the double play ball. 3 outs on the ground.
And Jerry Hairston Jr. has done a nice job the last couple of nights at third base. Seems very comfortable over there, and you see the strong arm. For you kids at home, whenever you're making that long throw across the diamond, the far throw when you're almost in foul territory, stay on top of the baseball. If you drop down just a little bit, that ball will run up the line and sink on the first baseman, and you'll make an error. Stay on top of that baseball like Jerry Hairston did right there. You get that 12-6 rotation, that true ball over to first base.
This may be the most interesting matchup of the night. Raul Ibanez, 15 career at-bats against John Lannon. John's only retired him 5 times. Jammed him, and that ball flies out of play. 2 of those 10 hits, solo home runs. Ibanez will be 39 years of age on the 2nd day of June. Lannon trying to paint. That's a great 1-2 pitch, and he just missed. Pudge gave him a real good target out there.
Now he's wondering where that pitch was too. John Lannon, nice job of hitting your target. Pudge, good job of framing that pitch, going out and getting it and sticking it and making it look like a strike.
And the umpire is a full head inside the mask of Pudge Rodriguez. I was watching Alan Porter. He doesn't set up right over Pudge's shoulder. He's off to the side, way out there. And no wonder he would miss a pitch like that. Lannon misses the bat of Ibanez with a big breaking ball. His 2nd strikeout.
Hey, what do you do if you're John Lannon? You say, forget about the last pitch. I have to worry about this pitch. You throw a nasty slider on the black. And you talk about the numbers that Ibanez had against him, 10 for 15 with 2 home runs. That's just a nice sequence. We talked about this a lot in New York the last time that Pudge caught. You know, it's fun to sit up here in the booth. It's fun for you to sit at home and watch how this guy sets up hitters. Watch the fingers that he puts down, the sequences. Just a great job by Pudge right there.
Ruiz, first pitch bouncer to Desmond. And now John Lannon has a 1-2-3 inning with LaRoche, Nix, and Espinoza coming up. pretty nonetheless. Here in our nation's capital, Nationals Park. Upcoming schedule, Nats Extra before and after all of our games. Phillies tomorrow night. It's Jordan Zimmerman and Cliff Lee. Brewers in for 3, day off Monday. And then on to St. Louis for 3 before Pittsburgh. And our friends from DC 50 will join us for the Sunday game of the Milwaukee series at 1:30. Roy Halladay back to work against Adam LaRoche, Lance Nix, and Danny Espinosa. So he'll see 3 lefties here. Good to see Adam back in the lineup. Jim Riggleman made the point today that when you're a major league manager, you have to listen to your medical staff. And when they recommend that a player not play on a given day, if you're not going to listen to them, why have them and why value them? And Jim had to explain that to Adam LaRoche yesterday. Adam didn't like it. Now he's back in there today, and the Nationals still won that game. Now he has a base hit.
Well, when you're already 1 player down, it's your star player and Ryan Zimmerman. You can't afford to be 2 players down. If Adam LaRoche tries to push it this early in the season, he's already got the bad arm, and now he's got the strain growing. You can't take that chance if you're the organization, if you're Jim Riggleman, that he blows out too. So I think it's good that he sat out last night. The Nationals got a big win in the first game of this series, and you see him healthy right there with the base hit.
Here's Lance Nix. 2 for 4 career against Halladay. I would expect to see some action here early in the count. Lance very aggressive. 2 hits last night, raising his average up to 267. But you and I had a little chat up here after the previous Nats inning. Jason Worth taking that fastball with 2 strikes. This is a pitcher, you do not work the count against this guy. He's working you. And when you see something in the zone, you've got to be ready and ready to hack.
Well, he's got good out pitches, too, and he knows how to expand the strike zone. He knows how to dissect the strike zone.
Nix jammed severely. Howard took a couple of steps. Out at first as Tom Hallion. As Ryan Howard took forever, and now Jim Riggleman wants to know what's up with that call. Howard thought about second. Didn't really field it cleanly.
You talk about the Nationals hustle and how they've been running the bases. A lot of times as a hitter, you just ground out to the first baseman, you cruise to first. Lance Nix was busting it out of the box. And from that angle, it looks like he was safe.
Yeah, it looks like the old tie. Foot touching the bag as the ball goes in, or is the foot on the bag yet? Could have gone either way.
And this should show it right here.
Hard to tell.
If we got to look at it 3 times, you got it right. I mean, that's just what I'm going with. I mean, you just don't know how fast the game moves at that level. When you're down the field, I mean, the game moves so fast. If we have to look at it 3 times in HD and make a decision, he got the call right. And I'm just going to stick with that.
Here's Espinosa with 6 RBIs already. Danny, a couple of walks and a sac fly last night, 0 for 1. Going to lay down a bunt, trying to get a base hit with it. Polanco plays it well, and he's out at first. A little softer on that bunt. Espinosa beats it out. Really good play by Placido Polanco.
Yeah, normally I don't like this play with a runner in scoring position. You're going to lay down a bunt. When you're facing one of the best pitchers, maybe the best pitcher in the National League, and you're trying 5 ways to beat him, yeah, go ahead. I mean, a nice bunt by Dan Espinosa, like you said, Bob. Maybe a hair too hard. Placido Polanco just a great job of barehanding that ball and getting rid of it.
Polanco was a middle infielder for most of his career. He's moved over to third base, made a very good transition. And a big spot for Jerry Hairston Jr., who last night got his first base hit as a Nat. An RBI single, part of that decisive 3-run inning. Save up to 70% off all your flooring at Luna. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart. Shop Luna. Ramos and Espinosa up there among the batting leaders of rookies. And Danny Espinosa, by the way, leads the team with 6 RBIs. So your point's well taken on why not hack away, try to drive in the run. It'll take a 2-out something by Hairston or a mistake by the pitcher. Target away.
Hey, talking to the Philadelphia Phillies people today, this is where Halladay gets really good. I mean, he's already good. There's no doubt about it. But when he gets runners in scoring position, he just turns it up a notch. He's got that extra gear, that intangible. You already know he's got good stuff. He's got tremendous command. He's ultra competitive. But when he's got guys out there, runners in scoring position, this is where he gets absolutely filthy.
Hairston trying to stay alive here. Great take on a breaking ball. Halladay has had the best of this matchup over the years. 2 for 22. Ball diving down and in. Hairston foul tips it, and the inning is over. Nats had a leadoff hit. LaRoche stranded. No score into the third. The Association for IT Pros with a sideline report. Debbie Taylor.
Well, Jason Worth told me that Phillies skipper Charlie Manuel has really been a father figure to him. He's learned so much from him about life, love, and about baseball. Charlie told me, too, that he really misses Jason, having him around. He said, you have to remember, when he came to the Phillies, he was a part-time player. He came over, he worked really hard. He took the job away from Jeff Jenkins, and he deserves everything he has gotten. So Charlie Manuel definitely appreciating what Jason Worth brings to the team. And he did add, hey, we're not just playing Jason Worth during this series. We're also playing the Nationals, and this is a team that is really closing the gap in the division. Charlie Manuel really impressed with the job that Mike Rizzo has done in changing the culture here with the Nationals. Bob?
7th year at the helm of the Phillies already for Charlie Manuel. Managed the Indians for 3 years. He's won 88, 85, 89, 92, 93, and 97 games. West Virginia native from a town called North Fork. He grew up in Lexington, Virginia. John Lannon's underway here in the top of the third, FP.
Yeah, just kind of building on what Debbie said right there. You know, word is out about the Nationals. I got a bunch of text messages from my buddies in San Francisco yesterday. One of them, JT Snow, and he's been paying attention to this baseball team. You know, word is out. Everybody knows the Nationals are playing the game the right way. They're doing things that you have to do to win on a daily basis. So it's not a secret anymore. And people know this is a good baseball team throughout baseball.
8-9-1 for the Phillies here in the third. Wilson Valdez off to a .355 start, 1 for 13 career against John Lannon. John goes with a side door breaking ball, stays outside, 2-2. Lannon's doing a good job of getting inside on the Philly right-handed batters.
Doing a good job of staying on top of the ball, down in the strike zone. It's hard to do damage if you keep the ball in the bottom half of the strike zone. Then you go below the strike zone to get your out. So for John Lannon, the key is always down in the strike zone, ground balls, pitch to contact, be ahead in the count.
2-2 here. Throw him a strike. That's trouble down the right field line, and it goes slicing out of play.
You talk about John Lannon being down in the strike zone. Let's check out this pitch. Pudge wanting it down in the strike zone. Look where it ends up. Just a hair. We're talking about a half a glove mistake. Pudge wanted that down in the lower half of the strike zone. That ball's in the upper half of the strike zone. Now as a hitter, you're able to elevate that pitch. If it's down in the zone, what do? You ground that ball to first base.
Lannon gets a ground ball up the middle. Espinosa will get to it and can't do anything else. And the Phillies have their third base hit. Second time they have their leadoff man on, giving Roy Halladay a chance to bunt. Expect a season full of action. And how about the all-inclusive Power Pack ticket? Parking, food, and drink. It's a season-long plan starting at $25 per ticket. Go to nationals.com/powerpack for more information.
Bob, you're a golfer. Did you see Danny Espinosa replace his divot? It's good course etiquette right there.
That is very nice. He had to because they don't have one of those little buckets of sand out by second base.
He got his knee stuck right there. And I mean, this field is in immaculate shape. You come out here every day and you just marvel at how well the grounds crew does with the grass. But Danny Espinosa picked up a chunk, put it back in its place, stepped on it.
Yeah, best looking places I've seen on TV lately, Nats Park and Augusta National. Halladay has 5 career sacrifices. 128 career hitter. Didn't hit a whole lot over the years in the American League, just in interleague play, obviously. But good athletes can do everything. Pudge fields it. On to Espinosa, 2-4 on a perfect sacrifice bunt. Halladay's second of this year.
Let's check out the bunt from Halladay right there. As soon as Pudge makes a play, watch Jerry Hairston Jr. You got to get back to third base or the runner will sneak in behind you. It's a great job of hustle by Jerry Hairston Jr. to get back to cover third base. You look right now, nobody's at third base. What do? You realize it, you peel back, you bust it back to third base so the runner can't get there. Little things like that. We talk about fundamentals, little things like that.
Shortstop has to be at second base in case there's a throw down there. Espinosa's heading for first. Top of the order, here's Victorino, who really scorched one off the left field wall for a leadoff double. Never got beyond second base in that first inning. I can't think of a player in baseball who has made himself into a better player than this guy. A Rule 5 pickup by the Phillies from San Diego back in '05. He played 36 games for the Padres. The Phillies grabbed him. He was their 4th outfielder for a while. Aaron Rowand departed for San Francisco. And, of course, Bobby Abreu was traded to the Yankees. And in '07, he was in the lineup for the first time opening day. The rest, as they say, has been history for the Flying Hawaiian. Low and inside, 2-1. By the way, the Marlins, who the Nationals are even with in the East, all over Tim Hudson down in Atlanta. Bottom of the second, Fish 4, Braves nothing. No score here in Washington, top of the third. Pretty good off-speed pitch by Lannon. And Victorino has a count of 2-2.
We saw yesterday with Shane Victorino late in the count with Livan Hernandez, and then later in the game with Tyler Clippard. Although it was from the other side of the plate, you can elevate the fastball. He will chase high with 2 strikes. Two delivery.
How it didn't hit him. is beyond me. Victorino appeared to literally jump right over the pitch, and it's ball 3.
Yeah, when you're a little guy and a leadoff hitter and you're fast, you got quick feet. And check out the feet by Shane Victorino.
I like him as an early favorite for Dancing with the Stars after he retires. 3-2 with 1 out. Polanco on deck, top of the 3rd. Lannon throws a fastball high, his first walk. Now Placido Polanco, as twilight time has arrived here. Clouds overhead. It can be a tricky time of the night. And this is a ballpark whose lights are not the highest in baseball. Ball gets up above the lights. It can be an adventure this time of the year, this time of the evening. Polanco, the ground ball, ruled a hit. Then he bounced to Desmond back in the 1st. Now he bounces one to Espinoza. This has to be 2. John Lennon throws his second double play ball of the night. 4-6-3. Jim Riggleman visits with us shortly. No score. And Jim Riggleman joins us from the dugout. And Jim, FP and I want Pudge to get on and then have you call Lennon for a sacrifice bunt. How's that?
Yeah, you got my signs, don't you?
I doubt it. Hey, Jim, the one thing I've really noticed about John Lennon this year, with 1 out with the double plays, often with 2 outs, he's finding a way to make big pitches to get out of some of these innings. Are you noticing that as well?
Yeah, I got to knock on wood when I say that, because I want that to continue. He's really pitched good. John Lannon was an outstanding pitcher for us in 09 and in 10 when he came back after a little setback. He came back through great for us at the end of 10, and he's been very good from spring training on for us this year.
Now, Skipper, do you manage any differently when you're facing a guy like Halladay?
He's just such a force out there. You don't get that many opportunities. We've had plans in the past where we said, you know what, let's get on and run and disrupt him a little bit. And both times he threw a 2-hitter against us, so we didn't get a chance to do anything. But, we would like to be able to do some things just to any opportunities we get, we'd like to try to force the action. But it's, it's just a bear getting anybody on against him.
What does it mean to you to have Adam LaRoche back in the lineup tonight?
Well, it means a lot. He's such a solid guy defensively, solidifies that infield for us, and he's just a professional hitter. He's just a pleasure. I tell you, this is my first time around Adam, and I've really enjoyed my time around here from spring training on. Very involved, speaks up. He's got some things to say, and I couldn't be happier with having him back in there.
And the way you guys have been running the bases so far this year gets me fired up every single night up here. I mean, is that the identity of the 2011 Nats? Is that how you guys plan to play all season long?
Well, I think we've got to give Bo Porter a lot of credit for that. Bo came in spring training, and instead of me having to preach it, you know, as I've said it, they get tired of hearing the same person say it. Bo came in and really has pushed our guys to go first and third. We don't necessarily have to be a base stealing team, but we got to be a good base running team, and I think we've been right to this point.
Pudge is going to be called out by the home plate umpire for the first out. Halladay's third strikeout. Jim, thanks for your time. We appreciate it during the game, sir.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Jim Riggleman from the dugout. Pudge couldn't stop his swing. That'll bring up John Lannon. Nationals one hit. That was by the aforementioned Adam LaRoche leading off the second. By the way, Halladay, 9 pitches first inning, 11 pitches second inning. In his career, he has thrown 58 complete games, 19 of them shutouts. Last year, 9. This is interesting. 9 complete games for the 3rd consecutive year, and 4 shutouts for the 2nd consecutive year. Start number 323. Lannon up the middle. Rollins behind the bag. A double pump. Lannon's out on a close play. John working hard, smelling a hit.
Yeah, you got to love the hustle by John Lannon. You talk about everybody else running the bases hard and aggressively. How many times do you see the pitcher just jog down to first base? We've seen this year so far John Lannon get it every single time he hits a ball in the infield. Right now he's telling everybody in the dugout, speed kills. Almost beat that out.
I think for that replay we saw that should go down as a 1-6-3. Halladay got just a little sliver of it. Changing direction slightly on Jimmy Rollins. Top of the order, Desmond. Bounced out on a good backhand play by Polanco at third base, first time. Boy, he really works that outside corner with that fastball.
He works every corner. He's in, he's out. I mean, he just takes the strike zone and dissects it into about 18 different slices. I mean, most guys try to throw strikes at the big league level. It's the quality of strike this guy throws.
You saw that last graphic for Ian Desmond. We're wondering, where's the home cooking? Not a hit in Nationals Park this year. And he buries that fastball. If you make contact with that, it's not going to feel good.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. If you're a hitter tonight for the Nationals, you have to pick a side of the plate and be aggressive there. I mean, it's almost like hitting on 16 or not hitting on 16. You have to be consistent what you do with it all night at the blackjack table. You can't hit one time and stay one time. You have to pick a side of the plate tonight and go with it. If you're going to look in and turn the fan on them. If you're going to look away, look away. When you see it out there, jump on it. But you have to be aggressive in a zone tonight if you're a Nationals hitter.
3-2 and a good at bat by Ian Desmond, who works for the walk. Halladay with a rare walk. He came into this game with 13 strikeouts and just 1 base on balls. Live batting practice look-ins, reports from the ballpark. Roundtable with Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, Mel Antonin is the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report. 60 minutes worth of baseball news and info, Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. And we hope you enjoyed the visit with Drew Storen earlier this evening, live from right outside the Nationals dugout. Here's Ankiel, fly to center first time. With the runner going, double pump by Ruiz, no contest. And Desmond has his 4th steal of the year. And now in stolen bases, the Nationals are 9 out of 11.
You have to create. You have to be aggressive against Halladay. You can't sit around and wait for a 3-run jack. And I love the call right here by Jim Riggleman. You steal a base, get in scoring position. You got a hot hitter at the plate. Now all of a sudden, you know, Halladay might think about what he's going to throw right here. And Jason Worth with a little protection on deck. You have to come get Rick Ankiel if you're Doc Halladay right here.
Yeah, good point. 3-0. Well, I don't know if you give your number 2 hitter who's got power a green light with a guy like Worth on deck.
Well, I would.
But like you say, how many chances like this do you get against this guy?
He hit that ball a mile last night that didn't go anywhere in the wind. I mean, he's barreling up the ball. He's seeing it good. He's swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, he does go to hacking.
He looked like he was in between right there to me. I mean, he had the 3-0 green light. You want to be aggressive, but he just didn't like the location of that pitch and kind of held back halfway through his swing.
It was tailing away from him. That's a walk, 2 in the inning, and Worth will bat with 2 teammates aboard. Halladay got him on an 0-2 fastball, a swing-back fastball, first time up.
I know it's only the 3rd inning, and I don't want to be over-dramatic, but the stage is set right now for Jason Worth. He had the big first night against his old team. Last night with the double and the home run. Now he's facing his old teammates. Got a runner in scoring position. He could do some damage right here. Got a guy on deck who had a single his first time up, so he's got to come to him. He's got to give him something to hit in this sequence.
Isn't that interesting? Only 6 at-bats this season with runners in scoring position. Not much table setting in front of him. And Halladay buckles him with the breaking ball. It's 1-1.
I mean, if you came to the ballpark tonight, this is the matchup you wanted to see. I mean, whether it's the 3rd inning, the 6th inning, the 9th inning, you know, Jason Worth versus Doc Halladay, this is what you came to see.
Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. As mentioned, 2 strikes. You have to be in swing mode against this pitcher. Little squirter over to the right side on 1 hop to Howard. And Halladay, despite 2 walks out of the inning, Nats have left 3. We're still scoreless. Jimmy Rollins. By the way, Lannon's thrown 45 pitches, Halladay 43. Matching each other nearly pitch for pitch. And a 2-hopper to Desmond. Drops it. And then drops it again. That is a routine play with Ryan Howard on deck.
A good pitch by Landon, getting a ground ball right here. Ian Desmond maybe just peeked a little bit, mishandled the baseball, but that's a routine play that Ian Desmond will tell you that he has to make. You can't give the Phillies free base runners.
Desmond's second error. Now he'll stay there at short on the shift again to Howard. Ryan Howard struck out swinging with the runner at third in the first inning. Lannon jams him, slow roller, only one out to get, and then there was obstruction over there. Desmond tags out Rollins, but Rollins came around the bag and ran into him. Well, Chipper Jones did that here when Atlanta was in the ballpark, and now Desmond interferes with a runner.
This is why I'm not a big fan of the shift. I mean, you see it, and Ryan Howard's a guy that it's legitimate against because he is a pull hitter, but, you know, all of a sudden Ian Desmond is covering second base for the double play. It's hit too slowly to get Jimmy Rollins.
And there's nobody covering
at
third.
So Pudge all of a sudden takes off and tries to get to third. Ian Desmond realizes that there's nobody at third, so he tries to get there. He gets in the way of Jimmy Rollins. Now you got a runner on third and one out. I mean, everybody's running. It's what's going on in baseball now. Everybody's just shifting on everybody. But you look right here. Now all of a sudden you can't go to second base. Who's covering third?
Nobody.
Pudge had to take off. Adam LaRoche can't make a throw because nobody's there. Desmond gets there and does a good job of hustling over there.
But that was after Desmond had gotten in Jimmy Rollins' way. There was definite contact after he rounded second base, so he's awarded third.
I know what Jim Riggleman's arguing right now. If my shortstop's standing on the base, how is that interference?
And we're not sure he was standing on the base, as Desmond had started to think about making a move to third. Infield is way in here. It's Lannon against Ben Francisco. Boy, this is where the error really hurts. Two easy ground balls, but the Phillies have a chance to score with one out. This is where John needs to make sure he doesn't overthrow that fastball. When he's nice and relaxed, ball sinks, he gets his ground balls.
But this is where he usually gets tough. I mean, he's got a knack of finding a way to wiggle out of things.
John Lennon has 8 ground ball outs already. So he's doing his thing. His defense has just betrayed him twice tonight. Reno. Left-handed batter Raul Ibanez on deck. Lennon struck him out first time. If he did walk Francisco, that would set up the double play possibility. Out to short. No play at home because of the great jump of Jimmy Rollins. So the Nationals give the Phillies a run with an error and an interference call without a hit here in the fourth inning. 1-0 Philadelphia.
Just a great job by Jimmy Rollins on the contact play, seeing the ball on the ground. That ball was hit crisply enough to where you can think about maybe going to home on a lot of runners, not Jimmy Rollins. Great job on the contact play, reading the ball in the down angle off the bat. As soon as you see the ball going down in the ground at third, you break. Desmond didn't have a chance.
Here's Ibanez. Perfect pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Then he goes up and in with a fastball. Wonder if somebody in the Philadelphia dugout just said to Roy Halladay, "There's your run." In the air to center. It's hammered, and Keel is there, and the Phillies are gone. Lannon, 9 ground ball outs, but he trails by a run. Ball well, almost everything on the ground so far.
Yeah, he's been nice. I mean, he's getting the ground balls when he needs to. He wiggled out of a jam in the first inning. Not getting the support behind him on defense. You're going to have nights like that. But you know what? It's up to the offense. You got to find a way to score some runs off this guy. I know it's easy to say up here, but you got to find a way to push some runs across the plate.
And from the Phillies standpoint, they have a run. Maybe Halladay, you never know, that's all he needs. But you keep plugging away because these days, so few pitchers throw complete games. Hopefully you're into their bullpen. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, he is human. It's not like just one run is going to beat you tonight. And you can't think that way for the Nationals. You got to dig down deep, find a way, be aggressive on offense, score some runs.
There's Adam LaMaroche. And a base hit for him through the right side first time.
It's almost like playoff baseball when you face a pitcher like Roy Halladay. I mean, any little mistake that you make is magnified. You know, on any other given night against a 4 or 5 starter, you know, around the league, if you make an error like that and you're Ian Desmond, they score a run, so what? We're going to knock in 2 or 3. We're playing good baseball. But everything becomes so intense and so magnified when you're facing one of the best pitchers in the game.
Two and one to LaRoche, and he takes it low and inside. Lance Nix pulled the ball first time, grounded out to Howard. That ball is drilled up the middle, and Adam LaRoche, I guess he wanted back in the lineup. He's 2 for 2 against one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's now 3 for 9 career against Roy Halladay.
Now, how smooth is his swing? I mean, when he's locked in, look how slow he is with his feet. Just a nice, short, compact swing down to the baseball. Good extension late. He's fun to watch hit. I just love how smooth he is, how relaxed he is at the plate. Good game plan right there. Hit it where it came from.
He had some great release on his hands right there. And here's Nix. He gets jammed severely. Doesn't hang up long enough for an infielder other than the catcher to grab it. That's the first out in the 4th. Not sure exactly what was happening on the Geico President's race here. A lot of things going on. The imposters who we've never seen on the field before. Teddy broke the tape first.
I'm being told that's JFK. They look like Dave Letterman making an appearance.
I thought it looked more like Ted Kennedy. Okay. mayhem on the field.
I still like Jiffy Pop Teddy from last night. That's outstanding. Tinfoil lid.
Espinosa swings through one. Here's the Kennedy face.
That's Letterman.
See, that looks like Ted to me.
I mean, if Teddy wears a Jiffy Pop hat and the Nationals win, he should have to wear the tinfoil lid for at least a couple of days.
Oh, the bat just hit Roy Halladay. That's a tag and a double play. It looked like the barrel of the bat made contact with Halladay as it went by. It's a double play that ends the inning. One of the most dangerous ones we've seen. Some crazy things happening in front of a festive crowd. First of all, let's watch the umpire. The ball makes contact with Halladay. Now watch Bill Miller. He points at LaRoche, calls him out, then it's a double play. The replay will show that Valdez never tagged Adam LaRoche.
Obviously saying he's out of the baseline right here, but you look at Valdez, he clearly misses Adam LaRoche. And you know, in LaRoche's defense with the strained groin, I don't know that he could put on the brakes right there. So once you get her going with the strained groin, it's hard to stop. So a lot of times you'll see a guy stop right there, make him throw to first base and try to advance to second. But, you know, he's chiefing it out with a bad groin.
Top of the fifth inning, 1-0 Phils. There's some strange goings on involving second baseman and shortstops tonight.
I mean, the best part about that play is Roy Halladay did not get hit with the bat. I mean, that could have done some serious damage. We could have been looking at a very serious injury. That thing was helicoptering out there right to his melon. If that hits him, that would have been ugly.
Ruiz, Valdez, and Halladay, top of the fifth. Ripped up the middle, and Ruiz has a base hit. Phillies have their leadoff man for the fourth time in 5 innings. Another weekend's coming up. Expect great things at the ballpark with the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack. Every Saturday and Sunday, starting at $14, including a ticket, hot dog, chips, and a Coke. Nationals.com/family for ticket information. 105 Saturday, 135 on Sunday. The Brew Crew is here. Here's Valdez, and he singled up the middle first time. Phillies hitters, smart approach. The last 2 hits right back through the box. Desmond, the pull position on the double play defense. Lannon throws one upstairs, 2-0. Appears to be none the worse for wear after that dangerous bat barrel came flying to his glove side.
You see him go instinct too and try to field it with his glove. I mean, the ball was already by him. Now you have a bat flying at your head and he tried to field it.
On the inside corner, and Valdez was on his way to first base. Verizon on the pitch track.
A 3-0 pitch from Lannon. It's a strike.
4G LTE from Verizon. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. 3-1. Way outside. Usually the most damaging walk in baseball in this league is the number 8 hitter. AT&T, let's check out some trivia. 2 on, nobody out. We're looking at Halladay. We're the other 4 pitchers to throw 2 no-hitters in a season. Wow.
Does that count the postseason?
Nobody's ever thrown back-to-back season postseason, have they? Johnny Vandermeer, of course, of the Cincinnati Reds. And he'd come out and throw no-hitters the first 2 games. This is just 2 in a season. Well, Nolan Ryan had a lot of no-hitters. I'm not sure he ever had more than 1 in a year. Sandy Koufax had a bunch.
And one of those nights we could have a trivia question be, what's your favorite color? I will nail that every time.
There would be a right answer to that?
Yep. Maybe like Cliff Clavin on Cheers when he said, never been in my kitchen. The Final Jeopardy. It's objective.
Wheel plays on. Play at third. Lannon fires it, and they get the out. With Ruiz sliding right into Desmond. So that will go 1-6 for a force at third base. And now Roy Halladay has to hang around on the bases.
Yeah, not a good bunt from Halladay. A great job by John Lannon of bouncing off the mound. Check him out right here. Getting the ball, knowing that it was bunted too hard. Good communication on the infield. And check out the slide at third by Ruiz. He did not want a double play turn. He goes in hard and high to Ian Desmond. If I'm Ian Desmond, I don't like that slide.
Yeah, that's why more people should slide feet first. Infielders don't like it.
You can slide hard and late, but when you start throwing forearms like that, infielders will take offense to that.
My point is, when you slide head first, there's nothing at all to intimidate the infielder, except your fingertips, which often end up broken. Just ask Rafael Furcal. And, of course, the arm broken for Josh Hamilton. Top of the order, Victorino, fly ball right center. Worth chasing it. He's got the call. 1 runner will move up. That'll be Valdez to third. So if the Nationals don't snuff out the sacrifice and make the play at third base, the Phillies would have had another run. Now they have to retire Polanco. Let's check out these 4 pitchers with 2 no-hitters in the same season. Halladay, Vandermeer. Oh, other 4. So we're still a little short. Well, Nolan Ryan was one of them. Allie Reynolds, the Chief. And I have to admit, ignorance on the part of Virgil Trucks.
The guys in the truck need to get out more during the day. Seriously.
I know, but they saw the word truck and they just couldn't resist.
DC's a nice town, guys. Don't be afraid to go check out some monuments. some museums, sit around and think about the trivia question.
I tell you what, you're throwing down the gauntlet here with the crew.
I am. They're all saying it's not my fault the color analyst is dumb.
That's up and in to Polanco, 2-0. No hitter and a perfect game in the same season. And he came within one walk of making that 2 perfect games against the Reds. 1 walk and 8 strikeouts in that no-hitter. Can you imagine doing that after you've waited your whole career to pitch in the playoffs? Polanco fouls it.
And just a vibe in that ballpark that day. He was feeding off it. I mean, you get the fans into it. You got your good stuff. And it's just a snowball effect. An amazing moment in the postseason from last year.
Two-one pitch. Lannon gets a foul ball to even things up. Two on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch. Base hit. Polanco right up the middle. Valdez scores, and the Phillies lead 2-0. They're just bumping the ball right up the middle here. Not slugging away, and doing a good job, and that's Polanco 2 for 3.
Nice piece of hitting here by Polanco. 2-strike approach, just spreading out, thinking back up the middle. Short, compact stroke. Taking what they give you. But you got to tip your hat to John Lannon. He's fighting out there. I mean, he hasn't got any breaks tonight on defense. He's fighting. He's keeping his team in this game.
Yeah. And that was a pretty good 2-strike pitch. It was a breaking ball down. John's only blemish in this inning, the walk to the number 8 hitter. But you can't fault him for the first run the Phillies scored last inning. 0-1 to Rollins. And the count's even. Jimmy Rollins is 0 for 2. But he reached on the routine play error by Desmond last inning. And then advanced to third when Desmond got another error by interfering with his running the bases. That's very much in the game, but facing one of the best pitchers. Little flare to right. We may have a play at the plate. They're going to hold the runner instead. And that's because that's the pitcher. You don't want Roy Halladay sliding in the home plate. And Ryan Howard will bat with the bases loaded. Juan Samuel, who during his career was a brilliant base runner, the third base coach of the Phillies, holding his star pitcher.
Good trip by Pudge right here, just trying to calm down John Lannon, maybe give him a blow right here, give him a little chance to catch his breath. Steve McCaddy heading out there. I mean, this is the ball game. I mean, you talk about this inning right now. It's a 5th inning. You can't let it get away from you. You're facing probably the best pitcher in the National League. He's got his good stuff tonight. And they're still within striking distance. We're talking about Ryan Howard coming into the game 5 for 27 off Lannon, 185 average. Struck him out the first time, got him the ground out to second the second time. So all of a sudden, even though it's only the 5th inning, this becomes the at-bat of the game.
Nationals shut down the Philly fans last night, but they're making some noise now. A chance to bust the game open in the 5th inning. Every National starter has gone at least 5 in the first 10 games of this season. Howard is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball to Hairston, who's playing in a second base position. 9 career grand slams. Lannon misses his spot, and Alan Porter calls a strike, and that's rather refreshing. A lot of umpires will not call that strike because he didn't throw it where the catcher was set up. It's the catcher moving around, not home plate.
Refreshing if you're John Lannon and the Nationals, not so refreshing if you're Ryan Howard.
I don't know what he's upset about. That ball, the entire ball was inside the pitch box on the pitch track. But he knew where Pudge was away and didn't like that call.
You don't see that too often at the major league level. In AAA, you'll see a guy that a strike is a strike. But at the major league level, with so many cameras everywhere and games being televised, if you don't hit your spot as a pitcher, if you don't hit the glove, you don't get the call usually.
Alex Rodriguez is next on that RBI list, where you saw Howard has the most right now in the last 5 years. As I mentioned last night, most homers, Pujols second. Most RBIs, A-Rod second.
If you can wiggle out of this and you're John Lannon, you know, Roy Halladay's been on his feet for a while. I mean, I don't know that that's going to affect him, but you would hope that it does have some effect on him if you're the Nationals. He's been standing up for a while, hasn't got a chance to rest. You get out of this jam, you might be able to get to him.
Three hits and a walk in the inning. And Lannon still has a chance to minimize that damage. Ryan Howard says it hit him, and the Phillies get a run. At first I thought he was reacting in pain, and he was like, yeah, that's an RBI. I'm out of here. 3-0.
He's handled him so far tonight. Struck him out the first time up. Let's check out the sequence to him his third time up. The fastball for a ball down the zone. The pitch that he left up in the zone right there, got away with one. And just missing his location right now. You see where Pudge is setting up? His glove is moving all over the place. So unfortunate that he hit him for the Nationals right there. A free run.
I think the last time John Lannon hit Howard was in Philadelphia. First major league start, and he got thrown out. Here's Francisco, 2 ground balls with an RBI. The Phillies are 8-0 in 11 career matchups with John Lannon. This is the 8th Philly to bat here in the 5th inning. In there, strike 2. Ball laced out to center, and Keel cruising for it. And the Phillies will add a couple of runs onto their lead. Bottom of the order for the Nats. Halfway through the game, 3-0. Philadelphia. Scheduled to hit tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Masson 2HZ. Cliff Lee for the Phillies, Jordan Zimmerman for the Nats. Lee has a high ERA of 7.84. How about Jordan's? His is 3.18. Coming off a Good Friday win at New York when he went into the 6th inning. A couple of runs, didn't walk anybody, struck out 4. Johnny and company, Ray Knight, Nats Extra, 6:30. Let's check in with Debbie Taylor, bottom of the 5th.
Well, a nice moment, Bob, during batting practice earlier today. Texas Rangers Special Assistant Scout Don Welke presented a American League Championship ring to Alex Cora. Now, this is really cool, but what you have to understand is Alex only played 6 days for the Rangers. He said he was absolutely shocked when he got a text message over the winter asking him for his ring size. Says a lot about Alex Cora. Don Welke telling me that John Daniels, the general manager for the Rangers, wanted to make sure that Alex stays in touch with the Texas Rangers organization. Obviously, you know, they know that he has such a brilliant baseball mind. A lot of teams interested in him once he finishes his playing career. And of course, that's something maybe the Nationals will look at as well. So a nice moment for Alex Cora. And this is what all the guys are working towards, getting that ring. Bob?
Texas signed him as a minor league free agent August 17th. He had 2 hits. He played 4 games, went 2 for 7. Good for him. Bottom of the 5th, here's Hairston. And that may answer a question, and there's Chad Godin warming up, that some of you fans may have. Do you get a ring if you lose the World Series? Yes, you do. It just says American League champions rather than world champions.
It's not as nice as that one that says SF and diamonds on it, I'll tell you that.
You're kind of obsessed with that ring. You know, that's about the 20th time I've heard about this.
Not on the air, though. That's enough,
I know,
that's enough
I know.
of that.
That was your first reference on the air.
Sorry, it slipped.
That's okay. I have one that says National League champions. It doesn't say world champions, but it is a valued possession.
Well, that's what guys play for. I mean, I think there's so much misconception amongst the fan base and the media. It's all about the money, it's agents. And yeah, that part is definitely there. But when you talk to guys like Jason Worth and Jerry Hairston Jr., that's why you play this game, to get that ring. It's not so much the ring itself, it's what it signifies. You know, all the hard work and being the best in the game, and you're on top and everybody's looking up at you. I mean, it's the ultimate goal in this game. So, you know, maybe the reason that I've talked about it with you so much is because I didn't get one when I played, and that's the only thing I cared about was getting a ring. I didn't care about my batting average, didn't care about the contract, didn't care how much money I make. You know, you're playing a kid's game on the most beautiful fields in the world, and you're playing it to win a championship. So the fact that I was lucky enough to be thought of to get one of those as a broadcaster, I'm flattered.
Well said. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And maybe someday there will be one with a big red curly W in the middle of it around here. I mean, you talk about the way this organization is headed, the way the franchise is headed, the good things that are happening around here, the minor league system. There's no reason why that can't happen here in D.C.
Big breaking ball to Hairston for the strikeout. Halladay's 4th K of the night. Next up will be Pudge. Dollar Kids Days return this Saturday. 105 game against Milwaukee. If you purchase up to 4, actually purchase 1 full-priced adult ticket, and then you can purchase up to 4 tickets for children ages 3 to 12 for $1 each. Nationals.com/kids, or stop by the box office. There will be 3 more Kids Days this season against Seattle, the Dodgers, and the Astros. Here's Pudge, who struck out swinging first time up. Nationals have 2 hits tonight, both by Adam LaRoche. Walks to Desmond and Ankiel, the extent of the other offense. Out to short for Jimmy Rollins. 2 quick outs. John Lannon will be the hitter.
And speaking of the minor league system and developing from within and doing things the right way, Bryce Harper, his first professional home run tonight, a 2-run job in the 3rd inning of tonight's Suns game at Lexington. So congratulations to Bryce Harper checking in with his first professional tater.
Nice. I bet it didn't scrape the wall on the way out either.
I bet you sprinted around the bases. Full speed.
There's John Lannon, who's thrown 84 pitches in 5 innings against the Phillies. He had a really low pitch count until throwing 29 in that 2-run 5th inning. That really tips the scale in Halladay's favor. They were at 43 and 45 after 3, 51 and 55 after 4, and then John got saddled with that long 5th inning. Fastball up and away. 3-1. Lennon puts the bat on it out to left center for Victorino. Halladay, hasn't had a base runner below the cleanup spot in the Nationals lineup tonight.
Second inning, check out the bang-bang play at first base with Lance Nix. A little chopper off the fist, Ryan Howard in between, double pump. Is he safe? Is he out? Well, we talked about it up here. If we have to look at it 4 or 5 times, Tom Hallion got the call right. Good hustle by Lance Nix, making it close. Coors Light Freeze Cams brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Nix and the Nats defense getting ready for the top of the 6th inning. Ibanez, Ruiz, and Valdez. Phillies have a busy box score. It's at the top of the order and the bottom. Although Ryan Howard hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, has an RBI, and Francisco has one with a ground ball. One of the differences, though, in this game, the Phillies have been on base 4 times at the bottom of their order. The Nationals, nobody on base after Adam LaRoche. Ibanez, a strikeout and a liner to center. Landon in the 90-mile-an-hour range with his fastball here in the 6th inning. 2 walks and a hit batter, though, have hurt tonight. Good breaker on 3-1.
I told John Lannon he was going to be the #2 starter this year for the Nationals. I guarantee you he didn't think he was going to face Josh Johnson his 2nd outing and Roy Halladay his 3rd outing, matched up against 2 aces. So tough draw for John Lannon. He's doing what he can to keep his team in the game, but when you face guys like that, you almost have to be perfect to get the win.
That's a perfect breaking ball. And for John Lannon, his 3rd strikeout. Ibanez, his nemesis, twice.
A good job of getting this off-speed pitch out in front, getting that good tilt on the slider. And we've seen him bury it there a couple of times against Ibanez. The first time up he struck him out with this pitch Raul Ibanez looking like he wanted to pull that baseball out in front. Nice pitch.
Here's Ruiz, who's 1 for 2. John falling behind again. It was 3-0. He battled back to get Ibanez. And now 2-0 on Ruiz. Pudge back to the screen and just hitting at the very top of the screen. In the division tonight, the Rockies have just scored a bunch to take a 4-3 lead in the 5th at New York. And the Marlins still lead 5-0 at Atlanta, 6th inning. Fastball catches the outside corner, 2-2. For the most part, Landon has really kept that breaking ball down tonight. Polanco went down and got him for an RBI single, but his command has been pretty sharp. Not on that one. Change up way outside. 3rd walk. And next up, Valdez. And Jim Riggleman to the mound here.
Well, that was pitch number 96 from John Lennon. So this is Jim Riggleman doing a little inventory right now. How you feeling? What do you want to do right here? Maybe buying Chad Godin a little time in the bullpen to get loose. Just a little pump me up speech. Doing a good job. Keep him right there. He probably wants to give John Lannon a good clean inning. He wants to have, a 6-inning outing. A lot of times as a pitcher, you hate to come out in the middle of the inning. Jim Riggleman giving him a little room right here to work to get out of this with 6 clean innings.
Very short lead by Ruiz. First pitch, Valdez. And Pudge keeps it close enough. Lannon's career record 29-38. His 98th career start tonight. His career record would be a lot better if not for the Philadelphia Phillies. 0-8. For Nationals alerts directly to your mobile phone, text Nationals to 29292. Message and data rates may apply.
Could there be answers to the trivia question on that if I text it?
Yeah, we could try to get those in advance next time. Ground ball up the middle. Could be their 3rd double play of the night. Espinosa and Desmond turn it, and the Phillies are gone in the top of the 6th inning. Top of the order coming up. It's not late yet, but some offense is needed there. Double play balls tonight and deserved better than giving up 3 runs. For every Nationals walk drawn this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington, D.C. To date, the Nats have drawn 51 walks for a total of $2,550. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. It's a lot of walks. Right at 5 a game.
If they get 51 walks this inning, they will win.
If they get 51 walks, Johnny Holladay's pitching, not Roy Halladay.
You got to stay back if Johnny's pitching.
Just kidding, John.
He throws slower than Levon.
Desmond hits one to left, right at Ibanez. Ian Desmond over 2 tonight and continues to be hitless at home this year. Nationals box will be quiet. It's all about Adam LaRoche. They did give Danny Espinosa, by the way, a sacrifice bunt when he was trying to get a hit back in the 3rd inning, moving a runner to 3rd for the 2nd out. And then Desmond and Ankiel walks the rest of the offense. Ankiel flies it right to Francisco, and Roy Halladay's getting quick outs here. League leaders in the National League, action-packed table games, red-hot slots await. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, West Virginia. In home games, Worth doing most of his damage here. Ryan Howard in that hitter's haven up in Philadelphia. Angel Sanchez in Houston. Paul Yanish for the Reds. And that talented young power hitter, Justin Upton of the D-backs. Here's Worth. Halladay is in another gear right now.
You talk about that other deal. I was talking to Phillies pitching coach Rich Doobie today before the game, and he said he's never had a guy in all his years as a coach that when he gets a lead turns into a different man on the mound. When Halladay gets that lead, he just smells the finish line. He wants to finish it himself.
If he gets one more out, it'll be his 29th consecutive start, going at least 6.
He said no matter what inning it is, when he gets a lead, he turns into a closer.
Only Phillies have gone longer: Robin Roberts, Steve Carlton, and Kurt Schilling. And Carlton, by the way, did it 3 times. Listen to this. From 1951 to 53, Robin Roberts, 46 consecutive starts, 6 innings or more. And then Carlton did it 3 different times in the early 70s, late 70s, early 80s. Schilling did it 98, 99. Bases empty, 2 outs, bottom 6. Look at that. Looked like the splitter. He might have pulled something out in the 6th inning. He hadn't thrown all night. Nats are done. On to the 7th. 29 straight, 6 innings or more.
double plays tonight. Let's check out 3 of them. Jerry Hairston Jr. doing a nice job at starting that one. Danny Espinosa with a tailor-made piece right there. Another one up the middle to Ian Desmond Espinosa. They're going to turn a lot of those and call in the next couple of years. Those guys are going to be together for a long time. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Nationals have turned 7 double plays on the year. Top 7, Halladay the hitter. Chad Godin takes over. And for the Nats right-hander, 6th appearance, trying to get that 8.31 ERA down. He was really good in New York over the weekend.
You see the numbers on Godin this year. Building on what you said, Bob, yeah, he looked more calm in New York, keeping his front side closed, down in the strike zone. And we saw him early in the season. You know, anytime you go to a new team, new ballpark, you're trying to show everybody that you got good stuff. You know, I think all of a sudden it's just another baseball season for Chad Godin. He's made some good adjustments. He had a good outing to build on last time against the Mets.
Yeah, when he's going well, he looks free and easy out there, and the ball really explodes out of his hand. Halladay bunting twice tonight, 1 a sacrifice, 1 a fielder's choice. Top of the order, Shane Victorino will be up for the 4th time. He's doubled and walked. Landon will give up 3 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits in 6 innings. Walked 3, struck out 3. And that 3 was big. We mentioned the 3 double play balls. I have 12 ground ball outs for John Landon tonight. And a strikeout for Godin.
Check out Godin's beard. He's got a little Abe Lincoln piece working. Is that what you call that? No mustache, just beard? Is that the honest Abe look? Kind of like it. Chin strap. I like the look, man. It's different.
I'm of the old Cincinnati Reds philosophy.
You like the clean-shaven look?
Clean-shaven.
I come from Fear the Beardland, so I'm used to that. You got to have personality if you're a reliever. I was talking to Drew Storm. I said, if you're going to be a closer at the major league level, you have to grow a beard. He said, I can't. I kind of forget how old these guys are sometimes. Too young to grow a beard. You got to have that look, that swagger. You're old school, though. You'd rather just see strikes, right?
I'm trying to think of the pitcher. Maybe it's Johnny Venters with that 95-mile-an-hour fastball, clean-shaven schoolboy look. I'll take that anytime.
Yeah, but you add a beard to that and some meanness out there. Now the 97's like 197.
I don't know.
It's scary.
When it's 95 degrees in D.C. in July, we may have to revisit this conversation.
Well, there's only 2 kinds of pitchers that I ever had trouble with, righties and lefties. But the guys that had beard, those guys really gave me trouble.
Left field for Lance Nix. Godin comes on to get a couple of quick outs. Polanco coming up. This copyrighted clean-cut telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Here's Polanco, 2 for 3, and a damaging hit last time. He took a 1-0 game in the 5th inning with 2 outs and doubled the Phillies' lead with a little line drive up the middle, when John Landon threw him what looked like a pretty good breaking ball way down in the zone.
There's certain guys that are just better hitters with 2 strikes. This guy's one of them. I mean, he just has such a nice, simple approach to the plate. He doesn't care if he's hitting 3-1 or 0-2. With the same approach no matter what.
A great baseball man, George Kissel, once said, when this kid came up with the Cardinals years ago, he had the best knowledge of the strike zone of any young hitter he had ever seen. And by the way, George Kissel roomed with Babe Ruth for a while. That's how long he was around. Polanco made it to the big leagues in '98. Signed in '94 in the 19th round with St. Louis out of Santo Domingo. Baseball, basketball athlete in his native land. Played at Miami-Dade Community College in the JUCO ranks. Four-pitch walk. And Rollins will bat with one aboard here in the top of the 7th. That's the 4th walk issued by the National staff tonight. A hitter that reached on an error. Rollins scored in the 4th. A hitter that walked. Valdez scored in the 5th. And Rollins is 1 for 3 with a flare to right field that fell in last time.
Pudge obviously seeing something back there. Like having a coach on the field. He's going to go out there, tighten him up, tell him what he sees.
And that's where his fastball goes when, as you mentioned several times early, when he does not close out his delivery. You know, if there was a time of possession clock on this game tonight, one team would be at bat a whole lot longer than the other. Halladay has had some pretty quick innings. Howard next. These are the kind of hitters that'll be on your mind when the guys in front of them are batting and cause you maybe to be too careful.
You saw Pudge right there after the 2-0 pitch to make it 3-0. He tapped his left shoulder with his right hand saying, stay close, keep your front side closed. Nice job right there, go down and getting on top of the baseball and getting that ball in the strike zone. But it's just hairy. He's just flying open a hair and his arm is trailing. Whenever you're late with that release point, you're going to be up in the strike zone.
Runner moving. We'll see if the ballpark can hold this one. Over by the dugout and unreachable for Pudge. 9 o'clock in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Top of the 7th, game 2 of this series. Debbie Taylor, F.P. Santangelo, Bob Carpenter here on Masson 2 HD. Phillies on top 3-0, trying to even the series. Setting up a possible rubber game tomorrow night. Doug Slayton is throwing. Jordan Zimmerman and Cliff Lee tomorrow. That ball is hammered deep right center, but Ankiel is there. And the Phillies are gone. They've stranded 6 runners tonight. 7th inning stretch time at Nationals Park. Now it's getting late. Knicks after LaRoche and then Espinoza. solid. Halladay better. Adam LaRoche somewhere in between. And he'll lead off the 7th.
When you face a guy like Roy Halladay, you almost have to be perfect as a ball club. You can't afford any extra base runners, and you have to grind your at-bats out. You look at Halladay just dissecting the strike zone. I mean, this guy's able to take the strike zone and divide it into about 10 different slices.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about command. Command isn't always throwing strikes. It's about throwing balls when you want to throw balls, throwing strikes when you want to throw strikes. And for him tonight, just very impressive with his tempo, with his command, and with his stuff.
A perfect 2-to-1 ratio for him. Averaging right around 12 to 13 pitches per inning. On a pitch up, he jams LaRoche. Bottom of the 7th underway. Ryan Howard has it for the first down. Jackie Robinson Day is this Friday against the Brewers. Seats in the ballpark starting at just $10. Come and join us. Go to nationals.com/tickets for more information. Tom Gorzolani against Chris Narveson. Jason Marquis pitches Saturday. Levon pitches on Sunday against a good power-hitting Milwaukee ball club. By the way, I was told by a knowledgeable fan last night that this year tax day is actually Monday the 18th.
I'm glad you told me that. You had me panicked. I called my tax guy today.
Well, I hope that's right. Our fans know what they're talking about. Oh, 0-2 to Lance Nix. Ground ball to first, pop up to the catcher. Less than a handful of balls squared up by Nationals hitters tonight.
You know, the worst part about games like this, if you're facing a guy like Roy Halladay, is standing in your locker after the game and talking about it. I mean, there's nothing worse as a hitter than facing a guy that, you know, does what he does best. I mean, you look at what Halladay's done tonight, 2 hits, and then you have to go in your locker, stand up, and talk about how great he was. That's the part that's hard as a professional hitter.
That hits Nix on the foot. A breaking ball that went down and in so severely. The only thing it caught was not the catcher, but Lance Nix's foot. Hopefully he's okay.
And this is where if you're Danny Espinosa, you got a free base runner out there, maybe you think about quick strike offense. Maybe you look for a pitch out over the plate early in the count and let it fly.
Well, as we say, one swing with some kind of big contact, and you're right back in the game. Long way to go. Halladay still has to get 8 more outs if he indeed goes the distance. Espinosa takes the ball. Very late.
Very late, but maybe he was looking for something on the inner third of the plate. That sinker just had some tremendous late life. Took off the plate away. I mean, he was looking in right there and got something away.
Severe damage. The pitcher might catch it. He will catch the foul ball. He knows that ball's not going to be in the air long. 2 outs. What an athlete. I don't write down 1F in my scorebook very often.
Yeah, that was the pitch he was looking for the time before. Just ran it in on Danny Espinosa's hands. How bad does this guy want to finish a baseball game? I mean, a lot of times you won't see a pitcher even offer at a foul ball in foul territory. They'll just stand on the mound and let everybody else take care of it. This guy, being the ultra competitor that he is, says, I got it.
Hairston has struck out swinging twice. And Jerry in his career now against Halladay 2 for 24. And by the way, we mentioned how the Marlins are dominating the Braves tonight. Atlanta's batting And Josh Johnson had a no-hitter at least through 7. Looking at the scoreboard, the Braves have a runner on second base with 1 out in the 8th. Not sure if that was a hit or walk or what happened, but we will keep track of that for you. 5-0 Marlins, and Josh Johnson, by the way, he did give up a hit in the top of the 8th inning. 9 strikeouts, 1 hit in 7 1/3, so deep into the game effectively tonight.
And these guys are similar. We talk about Roy Halladay, tremendous stuff, great command. Josh Johnson with a little better fastball than Halladay. But Halladay's other pitch is probably better than Josh Johnson's.
Yeah, this guy's command is amazing. Roy Halladay also can pitch deep into a ball game without a really long pitch count. I'm just going to check here and see how many pitches Josh Johnson's thrown. Here you go. Through 7 innings, 105 pitches. Tonight, Halladay has a chance to get through 7 on high 80s. He's at 86 unofficially right now. So there's the difference in those two pitchers. How about 87? Wow. Hairston down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. Into the 8th inning. It's all Phillies in D.C. tonight. Phillies on top 3-0, out hitting the Nats 6-2. Take the Nationals with you wherever you go this year. MLB.tv gets you there every Nats game, live or on demand on your computer or your high-tech device. Visit Nationals.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Barry Bonds found guilty of 1 count of obstruction of justice, but not guilty as of yet on 3 other charges. Dan Herron put the stops to Manny Acta's Cleveland Indians last night. And Carlos Delgado, who's been battling a lot of injuries, formerly retires. 473 career home runs. And I remember a time about 8 or 9 years ago in his early career, they thought he was one of the young players who had a chance to hit 600, 700 home runs. Didn't work out for him after he left Toronto to go to the Mets. I don't know if by today's standards 473 gets you a sniff of the Hall of Fame anymore.
And I came up playing against Carlos Delgado in the Blue Jays minor league system. And I had never seen a guy at the minor league level hit a ball that far. When you talk about left-handers and the distance of home runs they hit, if you equate distance in that 473, he's definitely a Hall of Fame.
And I'm telling you, when the Nats used to go to New York 5 years ago, Delgado, Beltran in his prime, before all the injuries, a young David Wright, Reyes all over the bases. That lineup was just as scary as the Phillies ever were in this league. Howard reaching, LaRoche touching the base, 1 out. Top of the 8th underway. Tomorrow night, Jordan Zimmerman for the Nats. And Jim Riggleman's team will be going for a series win either way, no matter how this one turns out tonight. Well, a sweep if the Nats come back and win, and then it's Cliff Lee with a very odd 7.84 ERA to start the season. Coffee brewing. Here's Francisco. And a liner to right at Worth. 2 down. $16,914 tonight. Some chilly evenings early in the season here. I thought there might be a few thousand more here to watch a matchup of the Nats, having won 4 out of 5 against Roy Halladay. 3,000 more here than were last night. Here's Ibanez.
I'll tell you what, partner, when this place warms up and it gets nice around here and this team keeps playing like they're playing, there's going to be a lot of people in this ballpark this summer.
Can't wait. Nats lefties have pitched Ibanez well tonight. Landon struck him out twice. Got him on a line drive to center. And Slayton has him 0-2 here in the 8th. One ball and 2 strikes. Pudge wants it away. Slayton gives it to him. Ball bounced into the dirt, and Ibanez stays alive. 2-2.
Yeah, that's the pitch that Ibanez has had trouble with tonight. That slider on the outer half of the plate with 2 strikes. You saw John Lannon go to it a couple of times. And you're seeing Slayton go to it right here. Just pulling off the baseball, looking to pull with 2 strikes. When Ibanez is absolutely locked in, he goes the other way. Nice.
Breaking ball, and he strikes out again. Ibanez 0 for 4. Nats have pitched him tough. Pudge, a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Top of the order, due up, bottom 8. This one goes bottom 8. The Potomac Nationals defending their Carolina League Championship down at Fitzner Stadium in Woodbridge. It's about half hour, 40-minute drive, depending on where you are in this area. Discover the next Nats prospect. Stars of the future in your backyard with the Potomac Nationals. Check out all their promotions PotomacNationals.com. We know minor league teams have some of the most creative promotions anywhere. Halladay, a 2-hit shutout through 7, 87 pitches, 60 strikes. Contact hitter Alex Cora is on deck to pinch hit for Slayton. If Pudge gets on, Jim Riggleman could switch to the power hitter Stairs. Alex Cora, by the way, pretty decent success. Never mind. A homer and 2 RBIs, but he's 3 for 25 against Roy Halladay. I guess that's more than some guys.
Yeah. You could say Roy Halladay's in my book.
Well, you could say I got an RBI against him every 12.5 at bats. Pudge flies one fairly well to right field. Francisco at the edge of the track. That's probably the deepest any National has hit the ball tonight. And Cora will be the hitter.
Now we saw Pudge do this in New York, just taking a pitch on the outer half of the plate and driving it to right center field. He does it right here. A cold evening, wind blowing, that ball's going nowhere in this park.
Here's Cora. 2 for 10 with an RBI. He's appearing in his 7th ball game. Don't want to mess with that pitch on a night like tonight. He's made contact 22 out of 25 times. And that's okay with Roy Halladay. Hey, he's got 6 strikeouts tonight. He doesn't have to strike out 12 to have a dominant game. Averaging right around 12 pitches per inning throughout this ball game. And Cora fouls it 1 and 2.
Strikeouts are overrated. When you talk about going deep into a baseball game, I think when you're a young pitcher and you have a good power arm, you want to strike everybody out. But as you get older, you realize, you know, if I can get some first pitch ground outs, if I can get some second pitch outs, I can get into the 8th and 9th inning.
And in that game down in Atlanta, Josh Johnson lost his no-hitter. They took him out after 7 1/3, and he had 109 pitches. So someday he may develop into the kind of guy like Halladay, who can go deep 58 times, 19 of those without a run, and throw 90 to 100 pitches. Big guy, 6'6", 230. He'll be 34 on May 14th. 7 All-Star games, 3 20-win seasons. And he's gone 200 innings 7 times. Rollins throws out Cora, 2 down. Top of the order now, Ian Desmond.
And we've talked about it a lot with the National staff this year. There's been an emphasis here of pitching to contact, keeping your defense involved in the game, having a good tempo. I mean, you got to love playing behind guys like Roy Halladay. I mean, getting it, throwing strikes. You know you're going to have action on the infield. Whenever you have your ace on the mound, your #1 guy, and he's one of the elite pitchers in the league. I played behind Pedro Martinez for a number of years. You want to go that extra mile. You want to make every single play for him because you know that as a team, if you score 1 or 2 runs, you're going to win the baseball game. So there's a certain way you play every single night, but when you have your guy out there, your #1 guy, your ace, you turn it up a notch on defense.
Desmond offers and lays off a 2-0 pitch that catches the inside corner. Ian has walked and stole a base tonight. 0 for 20 at Nationals Park. And right side Howard to Halladay. Nationals gone quietly and quickly. Total domination as this one heads into the 9th.
Go back to the 5th inning. Give it to Placido Polanco. I mean, you talk about making the 2-strike adjustment and going right back up the middle. That's how you hit with 2 strikes. Take a little out of your swing, think right back up the middle. It was a big part of this baseball game. A big knock for Placido Polanco. That's your 4th drive of the game.
Good chance for Brian Broderick to get his act back together. He continued to struggle in 1 inning at New York over the weekend. So he's retired 7 batters, given up 5 hits, walked a couple. And here's Ruiz. By the way, you'll hear quite an ovation in this ballpark if Halladay comes out to hit here in the 9th inning, and there's every indication he is, because the bullpen, well, they're just not doing much of anything out there.
It's nice, too, when you have a guy like Halladay on the mound as a bench player. You never really get loose. You just kind of sit around the bench. You know there's going to be no pinch hitting on that given night. Maybe if you're a bullpen guy, you're a little more relaxed on that given night. You have to be ready to play every single day. But when you have your guy on the mound that's your ace and he goes deep into ball games consistently, you're thinking you have a night off.
Yeah. Broderick with a breaking ball, wickedly spinning into Pudge's mitt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ruiz 1 for 2 with a walk. Same as Valdez. A walk and a run scored back in the 5th. And a bouncer to 3rd to his left, Hairston. A couple of crow hops, right on target for the out. Next up, Wilson Valdez. And some of the fans are reacting now as Halladay comes out on deck. Trying to throw his 20th career shutout tonight. Arvada West High School in Colorado. He was a baseball player there. All-stater. Here's a footnote on Roy Halladay when he got drafted in June of '95. 16 teams passed on him before the Blue Jays made him the 17th overall pick in the 1st round. Up the middle. Broderick can't get it. Desmond can. Quick exchange. Very well played by Ian Desmond. 2 outs. And here comes the man of the night.
A good play by Ian Desmond right here, going up the middle. And a nice pitch by Brian Broderick. You talk about maybe why the Nationals won the last game in New York. Brian Broderick did a good job of eating up some innings for the Nationals on the Saturday game. Allowed Jim Riggleman to go to his big guys in the Sunday game. So, while he had a tough debut as a major leaguer here last time in this ballpark, Brian Broderick starting to settle in, getting the ball down the strike zone with that late sink that he had in spring training.
Fastball tailing up and in, LaRoche, and this one's going to the bottom of the 9th. The Nats have 2, 3, and 4 up as Roy Halladay tries to finish one off.
With a 3-0 lead over the Washington Nationals tonight at Nats Park. Johnny Halladay and Ray Knight will be with you in a couple of minutes with our Nats Extra postgame. Just too much Roy Halladay tonight, Ray.
No doubt, Johnny. Throwing the ball just the way he always does. Just the type of night that we've grown accustomed to seeing. 100 pitches thus far, 69 strikes, right at that 70% magical mark. Mixing in 4 pitches and just shutting an offense down. 2 hits, 5 total base runners. You're not going to do much with that.
Only national base hits tonight from Adam LaRoche. Let's see if they can maybe do some damage against this guy in the bottom of the 9th. If anybody can pull it through, it's Bob Carpenter and F.P. Santangelo. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ray. It'll take a huge effort for the Nats. Lefty Ankiel, right-hander Worth, lefty LaRoche standing in the way of Roy Halladay's 59th career complete game and his 20th shutout. Ankiel 0 for 2 with a walk. It's a 2-hitter. And a fastball in there. Still throwing low 90s here in the 9th inning. Pitch up. Ankiel lashes one to the scoreboard in right center. And he's on base for the 2nd time tonight. The Nationals have their first extra base hit.
All right, time for our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Guess where it is? That hit right there by Rick Ankiel. There hasn't been a lot of cold hard blasting going on tonight, but for Rick Ankiel, he's had some good swings the last couple of days. It's nice to see him get rewarded with a double.
Here's Jason Worth. Tying run in the on-deck circle. Worth 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a ground ball to Howard. Breaking ball, first pitch outside. Just in case for LaRoche, J.C. Romero. Phillies bullpen has 2 saves on the year, both by the right-hander Jose Contreras. Worth is late for that fastball. Ruth's Chris on the pitch track.
Let's check it out. It's just a fastball right down the middle from Halladay. Jason Worth just a tad late.
Sizzling steaks, part of a memorable experience at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Yeah, he's late. That's the last place you look for a fastball from Halladay.
Base hit left field. Ankiel to third. Porter holds him, and the tying run will come to the plate. Nationals double their hit total in a very short span here in the 9th inning. And it's LaRoche, who in his career is make it 3 for 10 against Halladay. Looks like Charlie Manuel will stay with his ace for the moment.
You could sure spoil a night with one swing of the bat right here if you're Adam LaRoche.
Halladay gave up 24 home runs last year, none yet this year. LaRoche goes up hacking. We're not surprised.
You gotta like the fight. We talked about it in Florida. We talked about it in New York. Well, anytime you can get the middle of your order up, representing the tying run, that's all you can ask when you're behind as a manager and as a ball club.
Fastball sizzles inside. 1-1. Ankiel at third. Worth at first. 3 outs still to work with. Fastball gives him the call on the corner. Does Alan Porter, the rookie umpire. Did he take that pitch? It looked like the same one called a strike a moment ago.
That one just a tad lower, I think, but the 1-2 pitch from Halladay's outside and down.
2-2 delivery coming. Way outside, ball 3. Halladay threw him a 2-2 changeup, and now Contreras is up. This could be Halladay's last hitter if he doesn't retire LaRoche. Adams stays alive.
And you gotta love the fight in this ball club. You talk about that 3-run lead maybe looking like a 10-run lead with Roy Halladay on the mound. They're not going away. The sign of a good ball club to me is all the little things they've been doing, obviously, but it's fighting to the very last out every single night.
Change up to strike him out. Probably the last thing LaRoche would have expected.
You look at the 3-2 changeup right here from Halladay. Just got him out in front. That's where all of his fastballs were in this sequence. And his changeup looks just like his fastball. It's just such a hard pitch to pick up if you're hitting. It's got that same two-seam sink to it. And Adam LaRoche's eyes told him that was a fastball.
Here's Nix with the big homer for the Nats in New York on Sunday. He goes up hacking. That's going to drive in a run and send Worth to third base. The Nats are on the board 3-1. This has to be a tough call for Charlie Manuel.
A tough call because you have total confidence in Halladay, but I mean, sticking with a guy and showing some loyalty and staying with him too long are two different things. A great piece of hitting by Lance Nix right here. First and third, one out. Nats got themselves a ball game.
Is Charlie Manuel going to ask for the baseball here?
I would pay a lot of money to hear this conversation.
He stays. Danny Espinosa coming up. Young middle infielder with lots of power.
I wonder if Matt Stairs is lurking down that dugout somewhere getting loose.
Kirsten scheduled next. Espinosa takes a fastball high in the zone. You would think Stairs for Hairston would be pretty obvious in the next position. Target in. Espinosa jammed and he fouls it.
Well, that would make Charlie Manuel have to make a move. He would either have to stay with Halladay or go to lefty in the bullpen. He could always counter with Ramos.
Espinosa, left side, Rollins dives, and everybody's safe. It's a 3-2 game, and the tying runs at second base.
Two words, game on. Fighting Nats, not going down easy in the ninth inning. Danny Espinosa with a great job of taking what he gives you. He's been away all night to it, finally making the adjustment and going the other way for the RBI single. Jason Worth digs it. The Nationals dig it. That dugout is jumping right now.
Matt Stairs is being announced. The former Philly, who in 08 hit a dramatic homer in the LCS against the Dodgers. Hit 5 homers, drove in 17 for the Phillies the year after that, and then spent 2010 in San Diego. 1 out. How about those career numbers against Halladay? Right in there, 0-2. Tying run is Nix. Winning run is Espinosa. Stairs strikes out without swinging. And it's up to Pudge.
I don't know if there's a stat for that, but I don't know that Matt Stairs has ever walked up without swinging. I mean, he's famous for going up there and letting it fly. And in that situation, you got to get off a swing. You have to.
It's up to Pudge Rodriguez now with 2 outs in the ninth. does not like that call from Alan Porter. Now when you're the hitter, you think you got to swing at everything. 0-2. Charlie Manuel staying with Halladay. Is he about to be rewarded for that tough call? Breaking ball, game over. And Pudge Rodriguez cannot believe it. Phillies win it 3-2. And Pudge, I'm sure, is a lot more upset about strike one than he was about strike three. 123 pitches for Halladay.
Well, it's just unfortunate with the tying run on second base, and Pudge has got a beef, obviously, right there, that the Nationals didn't get a swing off. You can't drive a guy in if you don't swing the bat, and Pudge Rodriguez has a definite beef right there. That was not a strike, but it's unfortunate they didn't swing the bat just to put the ball to play and see what would happen.
Rookie umpire possibly riding a wave of emotion right to the end of the game with the Phillies starter. John Lannon, tough tonight. Nationals lose it by a score of 3-2. Series finale, Masson 2 HD tomorrow night. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned. Nets Extra, Johnny and Ray, straight ahead.